Hi everyone, this is Austin Kelly. I know we're doing a live in just a few seconds. Let me just have a few minutes to prepare and we'll do our live stream in just 1 second, okay? So I want to give you guys a quick tutorial on how to receive a high-paying job with the experience that you have right now. So we're kind of doing this off the cuff, kind of like free-forming it, but I want to show you step by step how you go from wanting to get a high-paying job all the way to like customizing your resume, customizing your cover letter, then getting ahead of it so you can get a call for your first in-person interview, phone interview, then your in-person interview, then finally negotiating a price on your high-paying job. So for me, I've been in marketing for over 5 years. Typical salary for marketing in marketing management is somewhere around $65,000 to $75,000 a year. It could go as high as up to maybe $90,000 to $130,000 a year. So the average range for marketing managers it's really somewhere around 50. So let's do 50,000. You have 60, and go 90. It's typically somewhere right here, but depending on, this marker is so bad. Can you guys see that? Very little. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a actual live stream on how to make $90,000 as a marketing manager in the United States, and preferably what we want to do is, since this is my office, we want to do a remote marketing manager position. And how do you apply for these marketing manager positions online? How do you get a call back? And then how do you get an in-person interview, or the next interview would be the last CEO interview. And then it would be taking you step by step, these actual live videos of applying for the job, live videos on the phone interview, live video of the final interview, and live video of the offer. And then actually getting your foot in the door and starting your first 90 days at the company. So it's really a step-by-step live video. And I'm going to bring you guys over here to my computer so we can kind of go through how I apply for $90,000 jobs remote and how I accept these jobs. Either as a W-2, as a contractor, freelancer, or a full-time employee. So I do all options, but I'm going to show you step by step how I do it on my end. So why don't we come over here and I'll show you how we do this. Bring it down just a little bit. Go all the way here. All right, so one website I like to use is probably Indeed.com, because Indeed, I've been using it for about 3 years, and it gives me the range, the salary range I'm looking for. So let's say I find a job I really like, but I'm not so certain about the salary. So the salary range in Indeed.com gives you the salary range. So it will tell you, oh, this job's for between $50,000 to $60,000 a year. It will tell you if it's remote. You kind of get an idea if it's going to be the right fit for you. So the companies I like working for are typically big Fortune 100 companies or big Fortune 500 companies. You could work for a startup. My experience working for startups is they are very high paying. They could pay you up to like $75,000 a year, remote, no benefits, but it could be temporary because you don't know the budgets of these high startups. It could be $1 million budget for the next 2 years. So every startup has their own story. So what I've done in my experience is I typically focus on high paying jobs full benefits, and somewhere around $75,000 to $90,000 a year. So we're gonna give you a live stream on how I apply for a job online. And I'm gonna show you my resume really quick, so give you guys a better understanding of how powerful a customized, optimized resume could be. Because what we really want to do before getting started, I think the number one rule we should focus on is actually being prepared for the job. So, you know, you have to be comfortable with the idea that you're going to be making $90,000 a year, and you have to desire that. I mean, if you don't desire to make $90,000 a year, or if you don't want to make $90,000 a year, you feel like it's too much pressure, then you might want to consider maybe a $50,000 a year job. But in my opinion, it depends on your experience, your background in marketing, your portfolio in marketing, and I mean, most of my products I've worked on are on Target, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, you know, worked with celebrity brands, so I feel more comfortable. I've been through the life cycle of starting a product, inventing a product, all the way to making it a multi-million-dollar product at Target.com. So you really, it's about your comfort level and what you could offer, what your skill sets can offer the company, and how you value yourself. So my range is $90,000, around 75 is really low, but $90,000 American, full benefits, remote, and this is my office. So it's giving you guys an insight of how I get gigs, or how I get full-time positions making $90,000 a year, and I'm going to show you step-by-step how to do that. So let's go in and show you my resume, and then after I show you the resume, then we can actually hit up Indeed, and I can show you how I look for jobs on Indeed.com. So why don't we go ahead, I'll show you the resume. Once it loads, there we go. Cool. So I'm going to put full screen. So what I have here is, can you guys see that? Let me zoom in really quick. Let's see, guys. Maybe you can barely see it, but let me zoom out. Now, how I customize my resume, it's really simple. You really want to have a really beautiful designed resume. A lot of, like, even I'll hire a freelance graphic designer on my team because, or a freelance video editor on my team because I'm not a video editor and I'm not a graphic designer, but what I do is I hire a video editor, or I'll hire a graphic designer to work under my team for the companies or for my own personal projects, which is, you know, this would be my personal hobby project, right? Making these YouTube videos. I'm not an editor, but I hired an editor. I'm not a graphic designer, but I'll hire a graphic designer. So one thing I look for, even when I'm hiring somebody, is someone with a resume that pops to me, something that stands out. And then we can talk about optimizing your resume to actually get a callback, because most of the resumes that I receive on my end, or if I shoot out to a full-time employer, they would 90% of the time they would be optimized around 75% of the keywords. So you really, in order for you to stand out on your resume, you just need to optimize your resume, meaning having the right keywords for the right position, and then also having a resume that pops out. So my resume, I went to Penn State. I wear navy blue all the time. I bleed blue and white because I'm a Penn Stater. So my resume kind of reflects that too. It's blue and white. It's a personal preference. But what I have here is I have my name, I have my certification. So I'm a certified Scrum Master, which is a project manager, meaning manage millions of dollars worth of web design and web development. That would, and it's certification. I don't really include my Google or Bing certification, but I've had that for many years, and you always have to get those updated every year. And then I have my phone number here, and then my email here, and this is where it gets really fun. This is where you actually get to optimize my SEO skills, get to optimize your resume. So I have digital marketing, communications, media, brand, product marketing, Salesforce, IT platforms. And then I go to town. I write, leader in providing visionary strategic direction, into implementing cross-functional teams, experience in developing digital publications, national campaigns. Give a little bit of your work history. So my first job out of college was, my first real job out of college was working for Electronic Arts, working on Star Wars. So that was a big opportunity for me to actually make, not six figures, but it was a high income job. It was a contract job, but it was a great learning experience. And after that, I worked at Yellow Pages as an SEO analyst, writing and implementing web development, web design. So it's part of my history, being in the digital world, and as going from video games to optimizing websites and web development. So I included that in my resume, SEO, advertising, put all the keywords here. So I have, let's go up really quick. So in the very front header, this is very valuable. I like to put my college colors here, my name, phone number, email. The big keywords that stand out: digital marketing, communications, media, brand, product marketing, Salesforce, IT, platforming. Key description of who you are, your past companies, and putting the keywords here, so bullet pointing your keywords down here. And then you want to put your formal education, so getting certified project manager at Cal Poly Pomona, and then Penn State University is my bachelor's, Google Analytics, Scrum certification. A lot of people don't know, I went to Stanford when I was 16, and that was a good learning experience. Going to Stanford doesn't make me a genius, but I was 16 years old when I went to Stanford. It's 2006 when I got accepted at Stanford. Knowledge and experience, so this is like, I put global brand management, advertising, operational tools, technical. So right here, you just want to put your knowledge experience. This gives you another platform to put your knowledge and experience here, to add more keywords. It's more of a keyword optimization gap that you want to fill in. So that's what I did here. Let's go scroll down. This is where I put my corporate experience. So corporate experience would be my last job. You want to put your most relevant job up there. If you're still working at the job, or let's say you had just recently been laid off, you still don't want to put that the employers don't want to see that you have a job gap. That's like the last thing they want to do. So what I do, my trick is, if an employer asks me, I've been at this job over a year, and let's say I left the company about a few weeks ago. So instead of me saying, oh, I ended the company, I say present. And the reason why I do that is because most recruiters, they're a little curious, like, what's wrong with you? Why did you get fired? Blah, blah, blah. And I know in my trick that we're doing these live videos, I'll get another job offer within like a week. So I know that putting present's gonna be fine, but I'm gonna get another job offer, and give it like 5 to 6 days, and we're gonna do a live stream of how I got the job offer. So this is a full live stream, how I make no dollars to $90,000 in just 6 days. And all I'm doing is using my little techniques, my tricks on how to get hired. So I'm just running this really quickly. Put your keywords, everything you've done for the company. Then your previous company, so this is me consulting for 6 months at another company, consulting, media consulting. And then this is what full-time employment was, Yellow Pages, back in 2015 to 2016. And Electronic Arts, which was project management. So how do you go from being in the tech world out of college to marketing? Well, that's a good question, because that's what I did. How do you pivot from technology to marketing? And to be quite honest with you, my key word was media. I went from digital gaming technology platforming to digital marketing, digital media. And it was a personal shift for me, because I felt more of a stronger suit in digital marketing than I did in actual digital technology. Technology management is a lot more, it's coding, it's getting storyboards together, it's a lot of changes are going on in the project. It's really technical, and I'm more of a creative person. Even though the technical background, I could build any website you want, I could build, or any app. I could hire the right people to build the app, but a live call. But no, it was a personal choice, and it was probably the best choice for me because I feel more creative. I feel more freedom when I work in marketing. I like working with celebrities. I like having designers come in the office. I like working with video editors. I like working with graphic designers. I like making ideas come to reality at stores. So every time you go shopping and you see a product design, you see a box on the shelf, there was a team that built that, and I am really proud that I get to work in those teams. You don't think about it. When you walk into the store, you don't think, oh, there's a full team dedicated to marketing that product to make sure you buy the product. I like being in those teams, and typically in those marketing teams, we sit in a round table like this and we discuss the product, we discuss the celebrity, whether the celebrity's Kevin Hart or Chrissy Teigen. Those celebrities typically like to voice their opinion, and we do the best we can to cater to their customers. So that's why I did it. That's why I made the shift. But going back to the resume, from technology management to marketing management, that's my growth. That's what had happened in the past 5 years. So that's my resume. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to go on Indeed.com and we're going to apply to jobs. And applying to jobs, my best opinion, we won't be doing this all day. We're just going to apply to like 1 or 2 jobs, but just give you a full scope of like how do you apply, how do you search for the right jobs, and then how do you get a callback from these jobs that you apply for. So we're going to go on Indeed, be really fun, really quick, and I like Indeed.com because it gives you the salary range, and it also you can optimize your resume to match the job description, and it tells you, oh, your resume matches the job description, and it gives you a better idea, okay, I'm a better fit for this company because my resume matches the job description. And typically like 80% of the time you're going to get a callback. When you get a callback, that's when we'll do another live video. I'll stream this doing a phone call. I think I have a conference. We could do a conference call here and I could give you a rundown of how I made $90,000 in just 6 days. I know it sounds like super clickbaity, but it's true. So we're gonna run that real life job offer on a live stream on YouTube. So it'd be really fun, and I don't think anyone's ever done this before, but if they have, great. But I'm happy that I'm get to show you this. So let's go on Indeed. So I go on Indeed. So the current city that I'm in right now is I'm in Montreal, Quebec. Typically I'd be in El Segundo, Santa Monica, Los Angeles area, but I have an office here in Montreal, and working remote from Montreal is really fun. I gotta look at how beautiful this office is. So a lot of people like to call this a digital nomad or a digital entrepreneur or a digital freelancer. That's not my goal. My goal is to provide the best services I can, and I know as a marketing manager I'm constantly traveling. So living in Montreal, living in Canada, is a lot cheaper living here than it is if I were to live in Los Angeles. So it's my personal choice to live in Canada, and that's why we're here in Canada. It's because the cost of living is really low. And I also travel the world, so it's like, and I travel the world for my clients. So I could probably be in Shanghai next week, I'll be in Germany, or I'll be in Los Angeles. So you're always on the go. And that's, in your marketing, in my position, you have to be mobile. And I'll have to be in New York City, depending on the job, depending on who I work for. So having that freedom, living in Montreal, it's becoming more normal, working remote, and a lot of companies are doing the remote thing because it's cheaper, and we're always traveling the world. So that's why we're doing a Montreal search versus a Los Angeles search. Los Angeles, I could easily make 90,000. It's very simple. Montreal is a little different. 100,000 Montreal Canadian dollars. It's like 75,000 American. The job market's a little tougher here. It's not like Los Angeles where I could pick up a job easily, but I'll show you how we make $90,000 in just a few days. So we'll do this really quick. So I'm on Indeed. I go on Indeed.com Canada. I search location that I want to live in. So I'm in Montreal, so we're going to pick Montreal. And right here it says what job title that I want. Well, I told you I'm in marketing. I'm a marketing manager. So we'll put, there's a few keywords, marketing manager, digital marketing, or we'll put those two keywords for now. Some people will put SEO. I like SEO. Marketing, digital marketing is more my cup of tea, but we'll start the job search now. So let's do marketing manager. All right, so there's several companies that popped up. One is a beverage company. Another one's a a media company, a digital marketing analyst. And then if you go down to Indeed, right here, it's going to tell you what's the average salary in Montreal for digital marketing. And our average salary in Montreal is $63,748 a year. And then if you want to make more than that, you could customize your search within within 50 miles of, let's say I want to make $120,000 a year. So I'm going to click 120, and we found a job. So I found a job, Director of Product Marketing in Montreal, Canada. So you have to ask yourself, I'm a marketing manager. I manage projects, I manage tech company, I manage Star Wars, Battlefront game. Do I believe I'd be a good fit for the company? I always say yes, because you never know what employers are looking for. They might want someone who's a little diverse, who has experience from, technology and marketing. So you just apply. And I never say no to opportunities. If I see something I like, I just apply. I never say no to these opportunities, even though it's $120,000 a year. It's in Montreal. It's product management. I'm a certified Scrum Master, so all I have to do is ask, what methodologies are you guys using? Is it Agile? Is it Waterfall? How are you guys? What platforms are you managing your projects on? So it's just management, man. So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna look at the location at Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa. So all I'm gonna do is apply now. So I already have my resume uploaded, my phone number here. I'm going to press continue. How many years in product management have you had? Over 5. And apply. And I've successfully applied for the job. Now that's just one job. And the moment you apply for the job, you're going to get a notification from your email on Indeed. But what we're looking for is, we want to look for a job that's up our alley, which is, I told you I was a marketing manager over 5 years, worked with celebrities. And the question I ask myself all the time, when am I ready to become a vice president of marketing at a startup, or a VP of marketing at a mid-level company? And you can apply now. So we're going to apply now. And right now I see a consulting company for VP of marketing. And it says advanced understanding of digital marketing and offline marketing. The VP of marketing will ensure reporting, the executive vice president, the VP of marketing. So basically, exactly what I'm doing now, different title, higher pay. They want someone who's advanced in understanding digital marketing. I work with celebrities. I think I'm good. I think I got this. A little cocky, a little confidence, but like I said, you never want to say no. And guess what? I'm going to zoom in really quick, or just bring this over here. What does it say? It says my resume's exact match. And that's what you want. It's exactly what you want. So we're going to apply to the job. And you could use a message to the employer. I'm going to include a message, upload my message. Do you speak French? And you have to be honest. I honestly don't speak French, so I say no. And do you speak English? Very fluently. I do speak English. And we apply. And that's it. And then after that, we get a notification. So we applied to 2 different jobs. I think the last job criteria that we should apply for, I'm only gonna do 3. And then we'll go back to the board and we'll talk about salary, and then we'll talk about taxes, and we'll talk about good stuff and follow-ups. So one more job I'm gonna apply for is I'm gonna do, because I told you I have an office, I'm here in Montreal like with my office, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for marketing manager, remote. And okay, so there is here's the thing with Indeed. Anyone could upload, any employer could upload their posting on Indeed. Indeed also has sponsored ads. So sponsored, like let's say when I was hiring for a video editor to work under my company, Calico Enterprises, I hired a video editor because I'm not a video editor. And I want to make these amazing YouTube videos helping as many people as possible get their foot in the door in a company. So what I did is I actually had to sponsor the ad on Indeed to get the candidates that I wanted. And I'm very lucky I hired a candidate, a very talented woman to edit the videos. So this is a live stream, so it's not edited, it's all unfiltered. But you see ads that are going to be sponsored and not sponsored. And sometimes, and this is where I need to be upfront with you guys, there's going to be employers that are, they're not all bad employers, they're just affiliate or they're account executive positions. And as a marketing manager, it's not that I am better than that to be a salesperson. I'm a salesperson all the time. It's just the fact is my commission, I don't want to align I want to align my skill sets to the best company so I can use my skill sets to boost sales at a big product like Black & Decker or a Home Depot product. Or I feel like my time, this is a question you have to ask yourself, where is my skill set and my time most valuable? And I feel more valuable working for like Coca-Cola or working for a licensed brand like Coca-Cola is a great licensed brand, and there's many ways to work with Coca-Cola, but that's just one example. So I feel like that's more of my skill set, is either working on a video game, working on a big budget brand, a celebrity brand product. So that's where I kind of align myself and get the brand awareness out there. That's what I enjoy doing every day. That's why I come to the office. I like doing that. I like making videos like this to show you how I get a job. That's also fun too. Kind of a hobby, but it's also fun. So this position's affiliate marketing, and I'm actually gonna say no. I don't wanna do affiliate marketing, so I'm gonna pass. Here we go. Regional Director of East Canada. I mean, we're in Eastern Canada, so this is remote. We're gonna apply. I report to the VP, full-time, permanent, remote. Apply. And then you usually get these pop-ups. This is what I was talking about earlier, the sponsored suggested ads. You could do these. You could click learn more, and you could apply to the company. And I think I already applied for that. So that's what I do on Indeed. You have to remember, the first step, I'm gonna go on the board really quick. So we'll go here, bring it down. Yeah, you can see the camera. Okay, so bring it down just a little bit. Playing with my hair, I know that's not a good idea, but all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the steps to actually getting a phone interview. So I'm gonna erase this. Get a new marker. I like blue. Does blue work? Yeah, blue works. Okay. So step number 1, let's go here, is you have to say, what salary do I want to make? And I'm going to say I want to make $90,000 US a year. Now, in my position, since I'm remote, I have a company. So there's two ways to accept this. One, as a consultant, or two, FTE, a full-time employer. So I personally like full-time employment, and that's what a lot of people, you guys see that? I think I messed up. I'm gonna lower it really quick. I think you guys can't see it. So let me go FTE or W2, let's put W, consulting. Consulting's fine, it's just the fact that you're a consultant. I've been a consultant too. So as a consultant, in the offices, you are treated differently. You are a high-paying consultant. You're there as a temporary position. A recruiter possibly puts you into that position. So that's something we didn't talk about earlier. When you are applying for jobs, it's also a good option to call a recruiter and let recruiters know that you are available and you are accepting any position available remote in marketing or in your field. So that would be my bonus tip. My bonus tip would, when you're applying for a job, call a recruiting agency. Whether the recruiting agency is in Austin, Texas, or the recruiting agency is in LA, or the recruiting agency is in Montreal, you want to call a recruiting agency because you're putting a lot of work into this. You want to make $90,000 a year. You want as many people as possible working for you to get paid. That's the goal. The goal is this. I want to make 90 a year. How do you do that? Well, I could go on Indeed, which what we did, and what we're doing is we're looking for full-time employment. And then there's W-2 employment. Typically, if I hypothetically accept this, I could hire more people in Montreal to do this work, and I would be the lead consultant and they would be my assistants. That's one option. I personally like the full-time employment. That's my favorite option because why? I get benefits, 401k. When I say benefits, I mean health benefits. I mean like dentist, gym, or not gym, but physicals and doctor appointments. I like that. And also when you apply for jobs, most employers want full-time, they want someone full-time. So that's definitely my number one choice. My number two would be W-2. And the last thing, the bonus tip I would say when you're getting $90,000 a year, we're going to break it down really quick, but I would also, you want to go on Indeed, so Indeed.com is a great website, and then the bonus tip would be you want recruiters working for you to get a high-paying job. Because you have to remember, if you're asking $90,000, the recruiter's probably going to take the company's paying the recruiter to put you into the company. So the company is probably paying the recruiter $120,000 and they're bringing you on, and the recruiter's paying you $90,000. So you're getting paid by the recruiter, you're not really getting paid by the company. So let's say I was working for Coca-Cola. I'm not to slam Coca-Cola, I love Coca-Cola by the way. I love, as the company, I like Coca-Cola. Or we could say Microsoft, that doesn't matter. So let's say Microsoft, my little Windows, pays the recruiter, and put a little house, and the recruiter pays you every 2 to 3 weeks. That's just how it is. So there's many options. Remember, the goal is 90. There's 2 ways to do this. 1, apply in Indeed, and 2, have a recruiter. That's because when you have a recruiter, they also get paid when you get paid, by the way. So that's the fantastic news. It's kind of like marketing in our world. It's kind of like being an actor. It's like a Leonardo DiCaprio role. He got hired on this big movie, this big budget movie. Leo doesn't get the check. It's the manager and the agency that gets the check, and the agency then pays Leonardo DiCaprio. So it's the same thing in our world, in marketing and in business. We also get paid through a recruiter, or we get paid as an independent full-time employer. So there's many different ways, but you have to remember, you have to want that goal. You have to want I want $90,000. And you're like, Austin, why do you want 90? Because I make 90, buddy. That's why I want 90. So let's go here. Let's erase that. So typically when you make $90,000, I'm going to be very upfront with you. This is how much you net profit as a single guy living on my own. This is how much it is when you make 90. Give me a sec. All right. Can you guys see that? So when you make $90,000 a year, typically after taxes, since I am American, it's going to be $2,700 net every 2 weeks. So bi-weekly, I'm making 27, and you might think that's not a lot of money, and it really isn't a lot of money. And when you break it down, $90,000 is actually a very low, it's a pretty low number when you're working as a consultant, or if you're working as a marketing manager. It's still on the low end. And so let's say hypothetically I needed a job, right? Let's say I needed anything. I need to live, I need to survive, I need to make money. You could say yes to those opportunities, and those opportunities could be like, yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll take the job for $65,000 a year, or I'll take the job for 75 grand a year. When you do that, and you still need to make 27 every month, I wouldn't focus your energy on like a side hustle. I would focus your energy on applying for another job. And you don't really want to tell your current employer that, but you have to let them know you got me at a very low rate. It depends. Markets change. I mean, right now we're at a good market. So if I was in a recession, or if the whole country's in a recession, then you have to take anything, right? But at the same time, you should always be looking at what you really want. And I really need $90,000, because $90,000 after taxes is not a lot of money. It really is only $2,700 a month. And I have expenses. I mean, we all have expenses. So the office that I have is $900. Rent, let's say rent is $1,500. And then student loans. And just a heads up, everyone, I want to make more of these videos kind of breaking down expenses. I know that's kind of important, but it's what I like to say is one of the key things that I dropped out of my expenses was I still do, I had a very beautiful, I paid off a Mercedes that I had in Los Angeles, and I kept it in LA. But that's something that I would consider when you're doing your finances. I would pay off a car, or I would just get rid of the car. And since I live in Montreal, I didn't bring my Mercedes here. I don't have a car here, and I don't have those expenses. So that's what I did, is you either could pay off your car, or you could, because if you had a car payment, let's say my Mercedes payment, it would be about $500 a month. And that $500 a month, that's my student loans, you know? So it's something to consider when you're doing your finances. Personal finances is probably paying off your car. But that's another video. I think we talked a lot today. So basically, we're gonna do this one video, this one live session, and this one live session is gonna be about how to make $90,000, how should you optimize your resume, where should you apply for the job. And I know we only apply for 3 jobs, but to be honest with you, it should really be 300 jobs. You should be doing this about an hour to 3 hours a day applying. So when you apply for a job, especially if it's $90,000 a year, you want to make it a full-time job to go on Indeed, call recruiters, and let the market know that you're available. You know, it's like I said, it's kind of like being an actor. You have to put yourself out there to get auditions, right? Same thing with marketing, same thing in business. You have to put yourself out there to let companies know Austin's available or you're available so you can get hired. So that's the for part 1. My next video I'll be doing a live stream on follow-ups. So scheduling an interview, having a phone interview, what to say during a phone interview, and then the third video could be about, you know, meeting the team, how can I help their team, and then the last video would be accepting the offer for $90,000. So there's really 4 live videos of a consultant or, you know, how to get hired, and I think it's really cool that I'm doing this unfiltered. You know, you can go to austinkellybooks.com. I also have a book that's out August 19th, 2019, and it's here in Canada. It's in Indigo, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart. It's everywhere. But I wanted to make these little cool live videos because I wanted to be unfiltered, unscripted, and be really transparent and honest with you guys, how I apply for jobs, how you could apply for a job, and how you can make whatever. I mean, you don't have to make 90. You can make 50,000 out of college, and that's great. So hope this video helps you. I'm going to continue. We did 1 video. There's 3 more to go. In the last video, we'll run down the offer, and then when I do get the offer, then we could talk about, and then we could go into the next live feed, which is finance. I really do like finance. I think it's really important after you graduate from college that you get your finances together. And there's a bit of a story how, you know, how I paid off my student loans and how I got my student loans from $1,800 a month to $400 a month, and we'll run videos like that in the future. But I really do like finance. I want to help as many people as possible. I think the first step to financial freedom is getting a high-paying job, and then the moment you get a high-paying job, you can do 2 things. You can buy stupid stuff like a Mercedes, or you could pay off the car, or you could sell the car, and then you realize that you really didn't need the car in the first place. So that's kind of my story. Like I said before, we'll continue doing live videos. I really like doing this, but this is video number 1 of 3. And then after we get the job offer, the $90,000 offer, then we'll talk about finances and do all that good stuff. Okay, guys, take care. I'll see you guys soon. And this is Austin Kelly. Go to austinkellybooks.com to get the latest How to Get Hired book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Indigo, iTunes, anywhere. If you walk into Barnes & Noble, you see my book, buy it. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, take care. Bye.